Sheikh GUMI assures ZAMFARA bandits that Allah will put out every fire started against them. At a time when Katsina, Zamfara, Niger and Kaduna states are implementing drastic multi-faceted measures to try to halt the activities of incessant, mindless kidnapping, Sheikh Ahmad GUMI believes it is appropriate to encourage the very enemies that both the federal and state government are working hard to stop. GUMI quoted from the Quran chapter 5 verses 64 in a message titled ZAMFARA, the Flaring of Crisis. Posted on his Facebook page, the verse message is an encouragement and assurance to the bandits that the government war against them will be ended and that harm will befall the government instead. If this message is not for the bandits, who is it for? Well, since I don't understand Quran and I don't know how to read Quran, I'll read it in English. Where's the meaning? The message GUMI type, the message is like this. He said, every time they kindle the fire of war, Allah doth extinguish it. That was what he said. Sheikh GUMI message is like the type of message a head or a leader of a group sends to his foot soldiers to preserve and soldier on. For which the message of time, victory will be theirs. Are Sheikh GUMI's pronouncements not revealing enough? Should we still be looking elsewhere for who hold responsibility for the endless case of bandits killing and kidnapping? Sheikh GUMI has been very vocal about how the government should deal with bandits' problem. His suggestions were rejected by the government. GUMI recently stated on Facebook again that the military approach will not put an end to banditry. He wrote confidently that the bandits terrorizing Nigeria's northern region are going nowhere. After all, Allah will put out the fire that have been light against them, and the government's evil plots will return to harm Nigeria authority. Despite the fact that he explained how today's bandit challenge came to be in the Facebook post, his support for them has made him a person of interest who the government should question. Nigerians are baffled as to why Sheikh GUMI is still free. It is possible that the government is using him to gather useful information. If the answer is yes, the latitude granted to him has become a huge burden and liability for all of us. It is now time for President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to reveal why and what is known about those funding terrorism in Nigeria. The government must reveal the identities of the over 400 people it claims are being investigated for financing terror against Nigeria and Nigerians. We'd like to know if Sheikh GUMI is among them. Measure put in place by some states with high incidence of banditry as severely harming law-abiding citizens. Those relying on trading, transporting farm produce and animals from one end to the other have been condemned to despair and anguish. If Sheikh GUMI is not already on the radar of insecurity of security personnel, he should be. His encouragement and support of bandits to continue on their destructive path has earned him a spot on the government watch list. It is now up to the government to persuade Nigerians that Sheikh GUMI is not the leader of Nigerians bandits and that the government is not complicit. Okay, I think this matter is now getting out of hand. Right from onset, from day one, a lot of Nigerians had already told Sheikh GUMI that he is a sponsor of bandits and told the federal government to go after those bandits. It's been long Sheikh GUMI has been advocating for all these bandits, and yet the federal government did nothing about it, and so many Nigerians are already saying that Buhari, for not arresting Sheikh GUMI, means he has an evil agenda and he might be a sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits as well. And now Sheikh Gumi is making it so obvious that he doesn't care what people say or what people think, that he is a bandit sponsor. Nigerians should do their worst. When I tell people that Islam is all about terrorism, they think I'm lying. Look at how a prominent Muslim scholar, someone that is a sheikh, encouraging terrorism, banditry and kidnapping with verses of the Quran. What a shame. It is those same verses that they've been using to brainwash all these people. They pick from the worst verses that preaches violence in the Quran and teach them and says that is what the Quran says. Your problem here is either you are an enemy of truth or you are not educated enough to sort out the truth. The name above can be used by anyone, including you, and post whatever you like in the name of Sheikh Gumi. And some stupid people like would be busy commenting nonsense just like you do. I want to tell you so you might understand the fact Gumi in the hospital for over a month and have no idea what is happening in ZAMFARA now, and he didn't say that. Okay, boss, the region tire me. Anything attached with Islam is bad luck. Biafra is the solution, because you know nothing about Islam, only those distorted biased tales passed to you. Maybe if you know the truth about Islam, you will better appreciate it. I said it in previous post and I will still repeat it again. There is nothing wrong with Islam, but those set of demonic people who practice opposite what Islam tells them to do, these are the people who needs brain check up. You've said it already. I also said it earlier that Islam is not a bad religion. The people practicing it are the one who are making this whole thing look like a bad syndicate. He is the spiritual leader of the bandits and chief negotiator. It has been long since Sheikh Gumi had come out himself to preach about this whole banditry issue. But we Nigerians, or should we say Nigerian government, never took it seriously, and now look at what we are getting. And as for the person who is saying Sheikh Gumi is not the one saying this, Sheikh Gumi has been in the hospital bed. What about the ones he said in an interview granted to him? He said it himself, so there is no way you're going to tell us that Sheikh Gumi is not the one who has been using his Facebook page to preach violence. I just wish a soldier can take over and kill the man or arrest him like Guinea. The government knows who the terrorists are and who is behind them. Sheikh Gumi is their commander and their spokesman. The federal government is romancing them because Buhari is their leader and they will kill and go free. So it is Reverend Father Kuka or any other pastors, DSS, and they will be on their toes looking for them. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob will definitely bring the secret agenda of Islam to the open. He already started bringing them out, and we will definitely get to the bottom of all this. Inshallah, by the grace of God, I must say, Islam is not a bad religion. You can go to the comment section and share your take on this article.